Welcome to the Rounds Podcast. If it's your first time rocking with us, make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. If you've been rocking with us, we appreciate y'all coming back. And y'all know what it is. It's full rounds, it's pop culture, it's mainstream, and it's no holds barred. You know what I'm saying? I'm your host, Ben Good. As always, I got Caveman with me.
What's
I got
up?
Hatchback, and I got Convo Ren, aka Make Love Not War.
You did.
We got a new name every week.
You already know. And Cleve, bro, look, we've been missing your dog, nigga. Glad you know what I'm saying. You're feeling better. You're
Yeah,
back
man,
rocking with us. You're looking like new money. So
yeah,
look like the time off did you well. You hear me?
yeah. I just needed a little rest, man. You know, a hardworking man out here ripping and running. You dig? So that's probably what it was. I just need to lay down.
Look, he gonna clear it up. You know what I'm saying?
That penicillin cleared everything up for you, huh?
He-
You're back good, huh?
Just needed a little rest, man. That's all. You know, sometimes your battery got to get recharged, fellas. You know how I do.
You got to drink that cranberry juice when you got them cramps like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. You know.
Hey man, regardless of what it was, brother, we glad to have you back. You know what I'm saying? Good energy. You feel me?
Oh yeah, you know.
Definitely missed you. Shouts out to Jay Black who came through and filled in that first day you was gone. But what's good with it though?
Man, you
Give me
know.
good news. Y'all know you would like to start it off with some good news. Somebody tell me something. Talk black to me.
Well, we just happy to be here, sun up, breathing, feeling good. You ain't promised tomorrow. We hit a date, so I'm about to live and have a good one. You dig?
Oh, and the congregation say amen. I know that's right.
Wow.
Hey, bro, look, I'm on social media earlier today, you know what I'm saying, and I'm scrolling across, and one of my friends, who sometime I question why I'm friends with him, he made a statement regarding his child, saying that basically his son couldn't participate in anything but sports. He expressed specifically that his son could not play in the band. He can only play sports. And when I saw it, it was kind of funny to me because where we from, we know that art and music, you know, is a big part of the culture. A lot of people playing the band, singing the choir, so forth and so on. So when I saw that, I was like, what the? And we all know instances of people, you know, trying to live vicariously through their children. So I was kind of reading a lot into it, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But you know, what do y'all think about that, bro? It's first off, is that closed-minded or narrow-minded you feel? Secondly, how do you feel about parents trying to live vicariously through their children?
I wouldn't call a man closed minded. You gotta understand where he coming from. I would like to say his child is at an age where he can't make decisions on his own. So from jump as a man, you kind of relive or give him all what you like, and hopefully he adjusts to it. You feel me? So for me, as an example, with I didn't play in the damn band, so I ain't gonna introduce that to my son. I played football and sports, so he ain't playing in the band as far as right now because he can't make no decisions. So I'm putting all of this in him. So if he get
Why?
old enough,
Okay, so
Why
let,
can't
let
he
me
make
ask.
a
Let,
decision?
let me ask. Good. Where's your friend from? Where's he from?
He from New Orleans, bro.
Well, how the fuck he missed that?
You feel me?
He from New Orleans, or is he from the out? Is he from Metairie, or is he New Roads,
Well,
Vacherie?
look.
Is he from?
Technically, he's from the West Bank.
but I just gave
He
y'all
from He from Avondale? Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
no,
I
I
mean,
gave y'all a look into the man mind. You might not be understanding. The man didn't play in the band, so he reliving through this child who can't make a decision to play in the band right now. So as of
But
right
why,
now,
first of all, why can't the child make a decision?
that's him.
It's
You
not
don't
like
know.
it's not like the child is an infant. He's in
Right.
grade
I
school. He
think
can
about
say
8 years
I like
old,
he
7,
can
8
say
years old.
so at
Well,
7 or 8,
let me
he
say
can't
this:
say he'd like to try.
if
But
if if your son 8 years old come home and say you got him at football practice or whatever, but he say, "Dad, I want to play drums." It's no, son, you can't do that. That is out of your realm of possibility. Like if your child,
I ain't gonna go that hard, but I'm gonna try to. I ain't gonna use the word
you're gonna try
discourage.
to steer him to do what you want him to do.
Exactly. Now I
but
ain't gonna force it, But
You
I'm gonna
see,
say this, son. I'm gonna say
this is
football a little more fun. Look at this. I'm gonna play football with him. I'm gonna play drums fucked up. No, this shit sound terrible. Look, ain't this more fun? Now, if
okay.
he continue to push towards the drums, I'm gonna throw my hands up.
So you mean to tell me that your child is limited to your likes
I
and to
just
your
gave you an example what I would
no,
try
I'm,
to do.
no, no,
No,
listen. I'm asking you a
But that's a
specific
separate question. Yeah.
Listen to
I said no, and I
no. Let me question it completely. Don't just give me some bullshit answer. He was talking about his son could only do a few things or one thing. He can't do multiple things. And you saying, well, you didn't play football and you living through your head or whatever. So I'm saying, as a whole, your child is only limited to your abilities.
of course not.
Or well, who you say he's not able to make the decisions, and you making the decisions. You're making decisions based on your limited exposure to different things. Am I correct?
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Okay, so is that what we doing now?
What do you mean? Is that what we doing?
You don't understand
I
how you could
I
possibly.
can only give him what I receive, what I know. I don't know
But
the band, so I ain't gonna give
there are
him the
band
band.
teachers available. You know
Say
what
that
I'm saying?
again.
There are band teachers available. So if a child expresses interest in something that's outside of your knowledge, you don't shut them off from that.
Where you get that from? Where you get that's what I'm gonna do. I just explained to you. He don't know what to play right now. My son, child, he don't know to play football, basketball. I'm gonna introduce him to the thing.
But this is what you're missing. You don't have to be.
I appreciate that in the comment.
You don't have to be an expert. If somebody shows interest in something and they're trying to build up on something, like
I think you ignoring what I'm saying, Hatch.
No, I hear exactly what you're saying. You don't know how to do shit, so you don't want your child to do nothing because you can't help them out. First, you can't be any assistance. You can't have your hand. You can't have your hand on it, guiding it, so you feel left out.
I don't see
no. Again, my son don't know nothing about sports. He don't know if he want to play baseball, football, track, nothing. So what I'm going to do? Let me finish. I'm gonna be quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna indoctrinate him into the things that I know. So
that's what I just. That's exactly. That's exactly what I said.
That's what it is. You don't want to let me finish.
But Cleve, it's because you're kind of saying the same thing at the end of the
day.
That's
just what I said.
So how am I knowing what my son might want to do? That's what Hatch trying to tell me.
No, that's not what I said. To reference back what he said the guy said his son can only play sports. He can't do things outside of that. So if that's the box you keeping it in, that means politician, doctor, anything of substance is off the table. You can only basically be a fucking bump your head against the wall.
Right. Oh,
like, that's
I think y'all misunderstood the guy, and you know that happens a lot.
Well,
but I think I understand him well.
I'm not surprised.
It sounds like y'all cut from the same short cloth.
I kind of articulated what the man was feeling. When that child shows interest in something else, he gonna allow the child to do that. But as of now, the child ain't. He just trying to find. He don't know what to find. The father go give it to him until he bring interest from other things.
Bro. What you fail to realize is the child can find something outside of what the father is providing him.
Exactly.
When that happens, like Hatchet was saying, if you are not vested, or you don't not vested, but if you don't have an understanding of that, then you go to the one who actually teaches it and just enroll your child and let them see if it's something that they actually want to do, instead of saying no or trying to persuade them to do what you're comfortable with and or you know.
Well, I'm gonna always try to persuade them into the things I like, but if
what
they don't want to
play,
let me play. I play football, basketball.
What if they want to play golf or tennis?
Were you good?
What if they play golf or tennis?
No. Were you good? Were you good?
No, I wasn't good.
Well, how the fuck
you want them to do what you wasn't good at?
Yeah, but how you gonna teach your son how to play football if you wasn't fucking good?
I tell him the shit I ain't know.
How you don't know? How you know?
I know it now. I know now. What you mean?
Yeah, you gotta let him try some other shit.
And then again, I'm gonna explain it again. If he bring interest like that, well, you got me playing football. You know what? I've been learning something like this shit over here. I'm gonna say band. I'm gonna say you sure football better.
Look,
and if he said band again, I'm gonna say all right. You go.
I don't know about you.
Break my goddamn heart. You want to break it? You want to break my heart?
In my neighborhood,
go do it.
In my neighborhood, everybody played basketball. In my neighborhood, everybody played football. Everybody fucking was in the band. Everybody knew how to fucking box. Everybody knew how to do every.
Yeah.
If you see, the city of New Orleans is very unique because there's so much talent. I'm talking about people are multi-talented, jacks of all trades. We could do every fucking thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny hearing a guy from New Orleans say that his son could only play football, knowing
You
that
ain't hear what I just said? If he bring interest in something else, I'm gonna allow it.
I am talking about how we started the conversation with Goody's
Right.
friend making a statement on.
Well, I'm just saying you didn't understand the guy. I understand him.
Yeah, because you limited like him.
And
I
also,
would say the difference. I would
friends.
be me personally. Like if one of my kids was to come to me and be like, "Hey, I want to be on the chess team or the debate team or some shit," I would be happier than if you say you want to be on the football team or the basketball team. That's some regular cookie cutter shit. That let me know off rip you thinking outside the box. You're not just trying to follow the
Right.
beaten
I play
path, you know
chess.
what I'm
I like my child to do that too. Not the band though.
Oh, I mean, it's cool for your
At the end
kids
of
to
the day,
have
bro,
different
I
interests
would
than
I
you.
would try to foster the interest wherever they lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if
How many
if
people? How
if
many
you're in the
people you
person,
know? How
we're
many
gonna try
people
to get
you
you in
know
the person.
made it to the NFL personally? How many people you personally know made it to the NFL?
Handful.
How many, man? That you
About 5 or
personally
6.
know?
About 5 or
About
6.
5 or 6 people that come from out of your community.
Yeah.
Okay, out of the 5 or 6. How many? 5 or 6 coming out of a population of what? We talking about a million
Millions.
people?
Yeah.
Million. So you want your son to throw all his eggs in a basket that 5 or 6 motherfuckers has only had the chance to get out to do that, and you're gonna put
I'm not necessarily wanting to do that for NFL purposes, but
So what's
I
the
enjoy.
fucking point? What's the point of
Because I
doing
know,
it if
because
that's
it's
all?
really,
Listen, hold on.
I enjoyed that part of high school.
Listen
And
to
when
me.
I played in the service and the camaraderie I had, the lessons I learned, I got a lot out of that. Besides not making it to the NFL or playing on the college
Man,
You
level.
don't think the people in
that's not
band
what
in
we
high
talking
school
about.
got enjoyment out of it?
Well,
I'm
if he want to
saying,
play in the band, I
yeah,
don't
but
let him do it. But I ain't
listen
gonna
to what
initiate it, dog. I'm not gonna bring
listen
it
to what
to
I'm
him.
saying, Cleve. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying, why would you want to make him put all his eggs in that basket if it's not going to be lucrative to him in his lifetime? You say you can't do shit else but sports, and if you can't make the sports, what the fuck you gonna do then?
Whenever
Maurice
else he
Claret,
like, he can come up with some other shit he like.
you ain't give him nothing else to fucking like. You ain't listening to what we talking
I can
about.
only give him what I do. I don't like the band. I don't like the other shit, so I ain't gonna bring it to him. They wasn't brought to me.
Am I
I had
missing
to
something?
figure some shit out I like, so I found what I like.
Goody.
He
Am I
gonna have to
missing
find what
something?
he like.
Am I missing
You want me
something?
to go bring him the band, and I don't
Bro,
fuck with the
Goody.
band.
Am
I-
I missing something?
I
Goody.
don't think you
You want me to
missing
bring
nothing.
him mechanic, and I ain't a goddamn mechanic.
I don't think you missing nothing, bro. I
Man,
think
the mental
you know,
midget is back in effect, baby.
yeah, I think once again, Cleve, he see it, but it's so far away. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of
It's all good though, my brother. We love you. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that sometime this gang gon' carry over and soak up on you. You
Listen,
dig?
if my
I
son
hope
won't
that
break
you
my
glad
heart,
you're back.
if my son won't break my heart and join the goddamn band, I'll let
Let's
him
go
know.
right there. Let's focus in on that. Why would
I'm gonna
him
say, son,
wanting to join the
I'm
band?
gonna say if you want to join the band and break your dad's heart,
Why would that break your
I'm
heart?
all with it. I'm gonna say it
because
just like that.
he can't participate.
Why that break your heart?
Because I won't live through my son. I got 2
And
daughters.
that's just it.
That's
Time
the
is
fucked
coming
up part.
on, baby.
Live through
I
your
know, but
son.
if
Live
I could
your
get a
life.
little,
Man,
if I could get a little out of his
You
ass,
had your shot.
but if I could get a little out of him, I got a partner playing football. His son play football.
But
I
you
could
don't
probably
play
get that.
football.
Huh?
Yeah.
You don't play football.
Yeah.
See the difference?
What if
No.
your
He
son
did
wind
as
up
much
being
as
with you
me.
all?
No, he did just in high school just as much as me.
Oh man!
Why I can't get a little bit of that?
At the end
Say,
of the day,
bro,
let your son live.
dead horse. We beating this
No.
fucking.
Why
We
I
beating
can't
this
get
bitch
a
to
little
death.
bit of that?
I
You
mean,
say
look,
even
bro,
if
you
you're a
can. I
top-notch
tried. My
athlete, you
son,
still
hey,
want
I
him to be
love basketball.
well-rounded.
I let my son play. He was all right, but he wasn't really interested. He
Then when
wanted
that
to
happens,
do
I guess we gonna start
taekwondo.
moving on. But right now, my
Go
son
ahead, do your
young,
thing, bro. And he did well, black belt. Good job. But
See?
Right.
not
Now,
what
okay, I'm gonna ask you that. Good. Have you ever did taekwondo or any of martial arts and shit?
No, sir.
Okay. How did that work for your son?
Worked out great.
Fucking black
He
belt, ain't it?
achieved his goal. Yep.
All right.
And it is what it is. I
How many
mean,
black belts? How many black belts you knew growing up?
not many. I know a lot of
Oh,
people claim,
no.
boy.
How many? How many you seen get the fucking?
Oh
Yeah,
no,
he
nah,
the
nah.
first, right?
Bro.
All right.
Yep.
Let me ask y'all this: how many things have y'all kids came to y'all and shown an interest in, where it's just a flat out no, like no, you can't attempt this thing for whatever reason?
I
I've
never
never,
had that.
I've never done that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
I
too much.
ain't.
My son has played all sports. He's on the fucking science Olympiad. He's goddamn. He does podcasts. He's in the band. He records music. He does all kind of shit. He does shit that I did, and he do shit that I've never done before. And I'm champion for him to go to the fucking moon, to do whatever the fuck he do. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, he's not in my shadow. He got his own fucking shoes to fill.
I know
I'm
that's
not
right.
living through. I'm not living through my son. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still doing my thing. And
Right,
I
yeah,
think
you just be
a lot
better
of
than me.
guys. I
Good.
think a lot of guys, when they get to a certain age, they throw in the towel, and now they just want coach. But you ain't ready to coach because you still ain't got enough plays in you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you ain't doing enough. Your coaching gonna be limited. So y'all ain't going to the chip.
Now my coaching ain't limited.
Power
It
eye,
dog.
I'm the
dive
absolute. I'm
left,
probably, I'm
dive
probably the
right,
best coach.
pitch
I'm probably,
left,
I'm probably the
pitch
best
right.
coach out there.
Playbook limited.
The kids love me. They relate to me.
What's
You
your
feel
record?
me? I'm probably the best coach out there.
What
What's your
age group?
record?
What age group? 9 and 10?
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Oh yeah, see, they don't know shit.
Yeah,
My
them
son,
kids.
hey, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The man got a young son. You feel me? He got him. He molding them. That's a part of molding. Living through molding is almost the same thing. You
All
feel
Yeah,
right,
me?
now what,
it's
what,
quite different.
what we got
No,
next?
when they're
Bud?
young, you molding them. Your son
What,
probably
I
15,
got that.
17. He,
what we got
he
next?
already what he is. You feel me? For the most part.
All right,
Yeah,
man. I'm
Hey,
tripping.
bro. Yeah, as we transition out of this, and we gonna probably it look like this a lot, y'all, but it's us against him damn near most of the time. You feel
We
me?
gonna make it.
He
Uh,
ain't listening.
man, let's jump NBA real quick. Uh, a lot of big trades that went on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me with the Brooklyn hat. Shortly, y'all will see me with the 76ers hat. Shouts out to my boy James Harden. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of shit going down that look like the mandate will be lifted. Kyrie should be able to play home games, which should definitely make for some interesting basketball down the stretch as far as in the Eastern Conference. I figure basically in the West, we know what it is. Lakers ain't really hitting on too much. It's Golden State and it's Phoenix. If
Told
y'all
you
want
about
to
that
talk about
Lakers
anybody
shit.
else, fine. But I think we mostly gonna be talking about the Eastern Conference. So, man, y'all talk to me. What are y'all thoughts on the NBA right now? Ben Simmons,
Oh, okay.
James Harden.
Let me go. Let me go first on this, because this is something that I've been wanting to say for a while, and we got away from the conversation. The mandates are being lifted from state to state, right? So
Mhm.
we're talking about um, players being able to play home games in states that it was mandated to have the vaccination, like New York, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
now everybody's saying Kyrie's able to do this, Kyrie's able to do that, right? Now,
Mhm.
from the beginning, we heard all from Stephen A. Smith and all of these pundits and everybody talking about everything, and how he's selfish and all of this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And they were talking about um, Kevin Durant and all of this shit, and selfishness, but I never ever once heard from the New Jersey Nets coach Steve Nash. I wonder why that is.
What you want him to say? You talking about recording Kyrie and what's going on with that? He spoke on that
When did he speak on that?
a while ago. It was brief. He told he support what he want. He said he support him. Gave it a quick PR
In any other instance, the head coach will be front and center in this situation. The head coach is supposed to take the front of the media, and you know what I'm saying, when it comes to speaking for the team. Why was nobody talking to Steve Nash? Why was nobody asking for any answers? Or why was anybody uh communicating through Steve Nash? Why was it straight to
Answers on
Kyrie
Kyrie.
Irving?
On Kyrie specifically about
Yes,
the
not
Monday
not
shit.
not not just Kyrie, the mandate specifically, how it affected the team and the rotation and everything. Nobody asked the
Nah,
coach
nah,
about
nah,
it.
nah, nah. Heck, like to kind of echo Cleve, they talk to Steve Nash. They talk to the players, you know, on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Because Kyrie was kind of limited in his media availability. You know what I'm saying? So you would get Kyrie every now and then to actually really be able to, get at him with questions. But yeah, they was asking Steve Nash, and they went several different ways with it. You know what I mean? First, it was we support Kyrie, we behind him, even though he not here, we still support him. Then it was, well, we can't have him being a part-time player, so we gonna hold him out. Then they switched it again. Oh, we gonna let him come be a part-time player, so forth and so on. And through all of that, all of the players, they getting it here and there. Because you even had James Harden talk about giving them the vaccine itself. So they was talking to him about it because Kyrie wasn't necessarily available for him to talk, but they kind of flip-flop damn near every time.
I don't remember seeing much footage or coverage of any of those pundits that was saying all that shit about Kyrie Irving. I don't remember them addressing Steve Nash directly at all.
But
Yeah,
Well,
why would they address
it
him
was brief.
directly? Why would they address him directly when the question is like he can't answer for Kyrie Irving? Like the
Well,
question is
Kyrie,
why
well,
getting the vaccine?
my point is this: the Kyrie Irving had already made his decision. There was nothing else for him to say. Like why was it so much? They talking about this. They're swaying a narrative or putting a narrative out there that he didn't want to be there. He was lazy. He was this. He was that. He didn't. He's not bad. He's not good for the team. He's bad in the locker room and all of this. Why didn't the coach? I'm saying the coach is supposed to handle the uh the media
You making a big deal
narrative
out
for
of
the
that, I
team
think.
for the say
I
again.
mean, they
I
did.
think you're
I
making a
think they
big
did.
deal out of that.
I think they did their best to kind of protect them. But at the same time, when you supposedly worried about the vaccination, catching COVID, etc., so you're not playing because you're restricted. But at the same time, you worry about the vaccine, but then you out partying and some more shit. It's a lot of different narratives they can run with. Some of that shit you kind of help them run with by the way you played certain things. But to me, at the end of the day, as an organization, they did their best to try to protect them. But there's only so much you could do. But by them flip flopping back and forth for
Right.
him, to me, it lets you know that they down for him. So I mean, shit,
And just the
I
fact
won't see
that
what I won't see the product they gonna put on the floor when he get out there with Ben Simmons and KD healthy.
yeah, and just the fact that it just didn't make sense for them to have this mandate that he can't play home games in Brooklyn. But if he'd have went to another team, he could have played in Brooklyn. If they'd have traded, he could have came played in Brooklyn.
I
Bro, it
applaud
don't
him
make
for standing on his square. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he could have easily caved to the pressure from the team, from the media. I think the reason they wasn't asking Steve Nash, the closest person on the team to him, is KD, and he was like, that's that he a man. How I'm gonna tell another man what to do with his body, and
Right.
that's real shit. And nobody won't say it like this way. I thought you was gonna go with it, hat. All the pundits who attacked him and criticized his character and his whatever, they need to be saying how wrong they were. Because
that's
first of all, him
okay.
being away from the team didn't stop COVID from running through the team. And when they realized that the team was so devastated from COVID, that's why they begged him to come play. That's
Uh-huh.
why they went back on their initial stance and say, you know what? You could play in a limited amount of games. You could play part-time. And now and then the pundits were saying, well, he gonna come back and get around his teammates. And what about if it go to the playoffs? Should they lose out and not get home field advantage and this and that?
Mm-hmm.
He stood on his square. And now all that shit coming back around. He didn't get that shit stuck in his body. Maybe he got COVID or didn't. I don't know. The same as the motherfuckers who got it.
Right.
But I won't hear them. I want him walk some of that shit back and be like,
But
at least give him credit.
you're not gonna hear them walk that back
And
because
especially with him, because that's the same thing what happened with the bubble. He was telling people about how the bubble ain't good. Nobody should play with the Black Lives Matter and all of those situations going on. He had
we
a
know it,
firm
we know
grasp.
his we know his stance. It's been well documented. Kyrie Irving stance, But when I'm talking about the New Jersey Nets, I'm saying it wasn't just a Kyrie Irving thing. It was a Brooklyn Nets and a New York mandate thing. And they attacked him personally for his choice, but they did not stick with the coach as far as communication to see what the inner works of the team was looking like. They took their narrative, they kept their narrative, and they kept pushing their narrative instead of really communicating what was happening through the coach and through, you know what I'm saying, the organization. They putting it on the players, people who can't make any fucking decisions about the team. They putting it on the player. They putting it on Kevin Durant. They putting it on Kyrie Irving. They putting it on James Harden, who don't make any fucking decisions. These are people who have jobs and do what they're told. When it's not detrimental to that thing. That's what I'm talking about.
So give me an example of what you would like the critics to respond to, or what kind of questioning would you ask and who you're asking to?
It's too late for that.
No, I just want to hear what you, because I don't see the big deal of what you're saying. I don't know where you're coming from, as if the players was the ones who got to get vaccinated and the ones not getting vaccinated.
Okay, the same way when they asked about hiring black coaches and different things like that, and they were talking about how it's racism in the NBA and blah 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 blah, and then they say, well, Kevin Durant didn't have no problem with Steve Nash being the coach. Kyrie Irving, nobody saying nothing about that. I'm talking about anything happens in the NBA. It's always put on prominent black players. It's never put on the organization. It's never put on a coach. It's always turned around and put on the players when the players can't make no fucking decisions. I don't see how you can't see that.
Well, the players
See,
got.
I disagree. I think the NBA is different.
That.
I think it's a star-driven league. I think the reason they said that about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, because if they didn't want Steve Nash to coach the Nets, he wouldn't have coached the Nets. That's how powerful the NBA players are.
If what about the owner who paying for the coach? What about the brass? What about that? That's who
the player making him hire who they want him to hire.
Matter. Like you got Kevin Durant.
Yeah, like
Irving. We could get any coach to make this shit work.
Right.
Steve Nash has never coached the NBA team in his life.
Yeah,
he's there because they said they want him. If they would have said they want Cohen, they would have went hard enough for it.
Even like in the revenue share, they it's more of a partnership. So the star athlete gonna have a little bit more of a voice. The funny thing about
we're not talking about a little bit more of a voice. We're talking about having the fucking decision to make.
Yeah, they got his ass out of there.
That's just a figure of speech.
But we're not talking about.
If Kevin Durant can speak to the owner, well, I'm telling you, I'm using a figure of speech. If Kevin Durant could speak to the ownership and the ownership do what he wants, then obviously he have power. That's why I said figure of speech. See what I'm saying? What I was about to say was, it's funny, from the beginning of the season, they already knew that the mandate was gonna be lifted. This was months ago. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they was just waiting for the shit to come down the pike. It basically, like Kyrie was playing a waiting game. Yeah. He never was in danger of missing the whole season because the mayor or whatnot is cool with the ownership. You know what I'm saying? So again, partnership. We gonna cover you. You cover us. Everybody gonna be fine.
You got that damn military.
I think you're kind of missing the angle, because I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about media coverage. I'm talking about ESPN. I'm talking about the people that's bringing you the supposedly COVID vaccine NBA player news. That's what I'm talking about specifically. They were not talking in terms of people who can make changes and people who are actually in charge of putting the product on the court. They are talking to the product. Does that make any sense to you?
But okay, so if we go by that, if they're talking to Steve Nash, how responsible is he for that? Like, what insight could he really have given? Like, if something going wrong with the Lakers, they don't go to Frank Vogel, they go to LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
That's basketball shit. This is not a basketball.
You said they're talking to the coach.
This was not a basketball.
Talking to the coach.
This was not a basketball issue. This was a team issue.
Saying why they talking to Steve Nash?
What?
That's what you said. You said why they ain't asking Steve Nash? Why they ain't talking to the coach? The coach
Yeah.
supposed to.
Like if you saying why they're not talking to Power, I'm telling you that the owner and the I guess the now mayor or whatever already have a relationship. That's why in the beginning of the season they can already speak to. If he's elected, he's
I'm
gonna
not
lift the
talking
mandate.
about the owner. I'm talking about the media. Like, why we keep skipping over that? I'm
The
saying
media is supposed to be talking to Steve Nash. That's what you saying. Why they ain't asking him these questions? That's what you saying, right?
Like
the
the
same
media,
question, the same questions that they're asking or trying to ask Kyrie. The
And we
same
telling
question.
you why they're not asking him because he don't have the power like Kyrie and
but
Kevin
at the
Durant
same
have.
time, like they've asked him, like when you say the people of ESPN, that's a little different. But
No, it's
just hear me out. Like after every game, they have the local beat writers. That's who they mostly engage with before the game, after the game. You got the national media there too, but for the most part, you're getting the same people every week. They asking them questions. Like I watch a lot of the Nets interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They gonna ask Steve Nash, what's going on with Kyrie's situation? What's going on with the vaccine? They gonna ask
Right.
Sean Marks. You never talk to the owner. You know what I'm saying? You talk to the GM. They ask Sean Marks all the time, what's going on with the situation? Then
But
he'll
out
tell
of
you,
all of those,
we waiting on the
ESPN is
mandate to
going to
be
show
lifted.
what Kevin Durant said because that's the
Right.
clickbait. That's what the viewers want to see. Like nobody really give a damn what Steve Nash said when they first hired him. You know what Kyrie came out and said? He
And
kind
the
of like
league
the
coach.
coach, but some nights I'm a coach, some nights KD
Right.
gonna coach. Like he just there. Like he don't have that type. I don't even just outside looking in. I don't even think Steve Nash got all that type of insight. You just the nigga who
Right.
holding the
You got
clipboard.
we
that.
gonna we gonna come back to this conversation because
I-
this is a lead into something else that I brought this up on purpose, and there's another situation that's gonna dovetail into this when it comes to coaching, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I just think you got the damn military jacket and hat on. You attacking the wrong base, Action Jackson.
See, that's the problem with people when they when there's confrontation, they
Yes.
think it's an attack.
No,
I'm not attacking. I'm not attacking.
you're off base.
I'm not off base.
Go back
I
to
asked I asked
go
I
back to
asked
camp.
I asked a question. I asked a question, my brother,
Yeah, you
because
was
I
off
want to
base
I
with
want
your
to know
reason.
your opinion.
Yeah, they don't need to talk to Steve Nash. Talk to the one who more important, the players.
I think overall, like as far as the
No, I
NBA,
answered it. I gave you all what you need to know in that last phrase I made.
I think
Yeah,
they
but
have talked to
but
Steve
that
Nash.
ain't worth shit though.
I think the whole Nets organization, everybody, probably except for the owner, probably the GM too, they didn't all answer Kyrie questions. You know what I'm saying? But it get to a certain point, like I don't have no more answers. He's a grown man. He's not here
Right.
because he don't want to take the vaccine and we can't make it.
And not
It's
to
that
mention,
simple.
from the
When he come
perspective
back,
of
he
the
got a
media,
job.
he still didn't play it right. And whether that's a narrative they're running with or not, that's their position on it.
Okay,
So to ask
what
why
what
they
was he?
not
How was he
speaking to
supposed
the
to play it?
contrary, I don't understand that.
How was he supposed to play it?
Who, Kyrie?
Yeah.
According
Oh,
to the
oh,
media,
he was supposed to go
you're supposed to
along
do
with the
what everybody else
narrative.
do. Get the
Yeah,
shot
fall
and
in
come
line with
your
the
ass to
rest of the
work.
soldiers.
That's it.
Mm.
So they're gonna keep pushing it like, oh, they're not gonna be able to do nothing. He's missed so much time. If he'd have been there, maybe James Harden wouldn't have left. The team wouldn't have slipped from first to out of the playoffs. Before they know the mandate was lifted, he's only gonna be able to play 8 of the 28 games left. They got multiple shit to run with, you know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. And then what really pissed me off, because I had the hat, wanted Harden them to get a ring. Y'all knew this from the beginning. It was stupid to say that Kyrie couldn't play at home, but somebody else could fly in and play there. Then why wasn't Adam Silver, since you talking about power speaking, why wasn't Adam Silver on the podium making all these statements in the beginning of the year how the shit don't make sense, like he was
Because
just making after the
because
trade?
it's a state mandate. Adam Silver does not run any state.
No, but
They're
again,
going
you
by
you
the
asking.
stadiums. Yeah, yeah.
No,
I'm
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 saying, like
asking
you're saying, why are they not speaking to power to ask the questions of why the mandate don't make sense? Adam
specific.
Silver been damn near on a tour lately with the, oh, it's stupid, it don't make sense, they should lift it. Everybody, like you saying, Charles Barkley and them, same shit. Oh, that don't make no. But they knew this from the beginning, but they wasn't saying that.
No, they wasn't. They were saying that, you know what I'm saying? He's stupid. He's selfish.
Yeah, they
He's
was
a bad
him,
teammate.
but not the
He's a
mandate
this.
itself.
But I think that plays better. Like, keep in mind, it's the media. It plays better and it's easier to digest for the public to attack him, the outlier player who's not going with the grain, than to attack the actual
Kyron,
mandate. You know what I'm
Kyron,
saying?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm saying that the shit is fucking like we, at some point it's like we all know why, but I'm saying if we don't have conversations and put out what is supposed to happen, how are we ever going to really uh question what's supposed to be happening?
Not real.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna move on. Like, that's why I said from Jay, I applaud Kyrie, because most players, most people in his position,
They would have
they
folded.
acquiesce to the pressure.
They would
They
have
they
folded.
do what everybody else want them to do, and go along with business as usual. He was bad for business. He was stubborn and this and that, and I applaud him for it. Like, to me, that's a real man standing on what he believe in. Like, fuck what y'all talking about. This how I'm rocking.
Yeah, and
Now,
I
to
feel
lighten
like
it up, I got something for y'all. Hold up. I got something for y'all. Though I kind of stumbled across this because I didn't even know this, but apparently Ti Hustle Man Tip, he's trying his hand at stand up comedy. Now you know Ti has been known to have quite an illustrious, ambidextrous choice of wording. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, just to frame it for y'all, because I listened to both sides of it, and I ain't really know how I felt about it. But him and the comedian Godfrey. So Godfrey did a show. He was like the headline act or whatever. He done tore it up or whatever. Hour and a half on stage. He getting ready. He done left the stage, going down the stairs. The dude like, hey man, Ti about to go on and perform. Go check him out. He like, perform what? I didn't know Ti was here. He like comedy, and he like, I won't see Ti do no comedy. So he proceeds to go in the green room and chill. And Ti felt played like basically like, damn, you couldn't even come check me out. You couldn't come support me or whatever like that. Now,
Nah,
from Ti's perspective was, you shouldn't have felt threatened by me. If anything, I'm an ally. I'm not an adversary. I'm green in the game, and whether I fail or succeed, if I bring eyes to the stage, comedy, you should be able to find a way to benefit from that. Now, Godfrey's take is it would be the equivalent of you giving a Grand Hustle concert, you rip the stage, and when you finish, Steve Harvey won't come on and freestyle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't go right. Like, first of all, I know you do comedy, and what he was saying was like, not knocking you, but I'm not coming watch you do no damn comedy. I just ripped the stage. I did my thing. So I just want to know where y'all at on that and how y'all feel about that. Like, what's
first
the
I
of
agree
all,
with I agree with
first
Godfrey.
of all, Ti didn't get mad because Godfrey didn't check him out. Ti responding to Godfrey's response. He made a video saying he wasn't gonna come and check Ti out because I do what you do better than you, and you ain't shit. Like, you come on. I mean, you make a couple of words up and people laugh, but you're I've committed 30 years to my craft, and I'm a this and I'm a that and I'm a this. But I think it's 100% fucking hating. Number one, because let's just be real. Let's just be real.
100% hats.
Yeah, 100% hating.
I want to hear him out on this.
Ooh.
Now, when you in this day and age, you have entertainers, right?
All right.
Like the old age, like the old days, entertainers. Sammy Davis Jr. wasn't a singer, he wasn't a comedian, he wasn't an actor, he was a fucking entertainer.
Tap dance.
He did it all, right?
Right.
The same way with Richard Pryor. People didn't know Richard Pryor sang. People didn't know fucking Red Fox sang. People didn't know goddamn
I sing.
Bill Cosby sang. People didn't know, these were full entertainers. In the entertainment industry, you always had to pivot, you know what I'm saying, and do other things.
Get to your
I
point.
don't
What
see
you
nothing.
saying?
I'm saying there's no difference than Ti trying his hand in comedy or doing anything like that, there's no difference from that than when
What you call
Tupac
this
started.
man hating?
Let
This
me
man a
finish.
fucking professional.
A professional what? Listen, you tell a
What?
fucking joke. Niggas tell jokes every fucking day. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
this
They
ain't
did
no
the same.
goddamn telling no
They did
jokes.
the
To
same.
put it in.
They did the same shit to
You think that's
Tupac.
what Godfrey look at it as?
They did the same shit to Tupac when he started acting and getting all of these fucking roles that figured they wanted or figured they should have. They
Okay,
ain't
and your
number
point.
fucking hating. That T.I. doing comedy don't do shit to Godfrey unless he taking,
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
bro.
Like, what's
Yeah.
the point?
You
But
took
I
the
can
words
see it
right
from
out
both
of my
sides.
mouth.
No, I don't like the both side thing.
No,
That means everybody right.
This
I don't
is
like
why
that.
because
Everybody
he
ain't
wasn't.
right.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, so from Godfrey perspective, I'm the headliner. I just did a show. Nobody, I'm not aware of you supposed to be coming to the stage. I just ripped it. Like, you go hear a
Exactly.
comedian, like, that's it, baby. Ain't nothing else happening after this. I done killed it. Good night. And now you got to come back and introduce this guy who, like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Ego.
It is ego. So from my perspective, he didn't have to do nothing. Like, I'm not obligated to alley oop you. It would have been nice, you know what I'm saying? From T.I. perspective, I'm not stepping on your toes. I'm giving you all the reverence and everything like that. We brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, this could be beneficial to you, you know what I'm saying? If I bomb, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Nigga just threw me out there. But
What could
don't.
he have done for
But
T.I. on the stage in the audience?
what you
Tell me
mean?
one thing what Jeffrey Godfrey could have done for T.I. in the audience. Watching
No,
him.
it ain't even about what you could have done for me. It's
It's
just like
support.
a
It's
support.
support.
It's
It's
just a
support.
support thing.
Listen, you in my city. You are in my city. These are my motherfucking people. You came to Atlanta. Of course they gonna embrace you. You're fucking Godfrey. You're a fucking great comedian. But guess what? When they said I was in the house, everybody stood on their feet. Everybody want to talk to me. Everybody want to see what I'm gonna do. And you are fucking intimidated by that.
Okay.
Hey, dog, I ain't gonna lie. I
right.
feel it's your city. And niggas should salute you. But if I don't want to stay to see you, I don't want to stay to see you. Me personally, I feel like this rich nigga problem. These two niggas complaining about nothing. You feel me?
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, I didn't know you was really there. Nigga told me I'm good on it. Regardless to if I,
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Goody. Ain't
right,
nothing
like
wrong
I
with that.
found
Goody.
You say that's 100% hating. That's
No,
what you
he
said.
said-
I did not
the
say that.
interview
I did not
aftermath.
say that. I said in his interview with somebody else when they were talking about it, he was
Okay.
fucking hating.
Yeah,
I'm
now
not
that
talking
was
about
I
saying.
was responding to.
You could have
T.I. was
used
responding
like
to.
nigga might have used some
Say.
choice words that could have
got
ultimately ruffled your feathers, but in the action itself, it wasn't nothing to it, dog. Like you know what I'm saying?
But good. Specifically to the interview. Did you see the interview? Specifically to the interview. Okay. Now we're not talking about the situation that happened. Him not staying. Okay. Him not staying. That's fine. I ain't tripping on that. They hang out in the green room afterwards and they kicked it. And to T.I., all was well.
Right.
Then he watched the interview and he hear what the nigga saying and how I'm better than you and how he elaborating on certain parts
Right,
of it.
that's what I'm saying.
Now he'll say a couple of nice things, but he'll sandwich that shit with some hating ass bitch ass shit.
I got
And
you.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But
It's
but
comments,
look,
not his
and
action.
still don't know
it's
if
the
it's
thing too.
hating. I
Is
just
it hating and bitch shit, or is it some of the shit is just matter of fact? But it shouldn't need to be
maybe it
verbalized.
come across like
Because
that.
the
but
really and truly the
only
fact that
hating if
nigga,
it
I know
ain't
what I'm
true.
doing and I've been doing this for a long time, and you really can't fuck with me. It's understood. They don't even really need to be said.
But that's what I'm talking about. You think Dave Chappelle gonna get up there and say some shit like that?
Right.
We talking Godfrey and Dave Chappelle.
But look. Like,
Okay, so
Dave
hold
Chappelle
up.
would feel great.
So where does Godfrey stand on the hierarchy of comedians of today? Where does he stand? I got him top 5. I got him up.
Y'all like to say like when niggas
He
like
top
MD,
5?
you can't tell me how to react, baby.
People-
I chose to get on that bitch and let him know he can't fuck with me.
Whoa.
see
Whoa.
what
No,
I'm saying?
hold on, Goody.
Am I
Hold on,
wrong?
Goody.
Godfrey in your
Hold on,
top
Goody.
5?
Is Godfrey wrong? I'm just flipping
No.
y'all shit.
You're
You know
not,
what I mean?
not wrong.
Good. We
Not
can't
wrong.
get past that last statement. I said, where does Godfrey lie in the pantheon of active comedians today?
Did you say he in your top?
I say in the pantheon of active
Yeah, he
comedians
probably up there.
today,
He doing
he
stuff.
is in the top 5.
You
as
just lost
comedians
your
as well.
mind. Top 5.
Godfrey?
He better than Lavelle Crawford? That's one.
Look, Bro Crawford ain't active like Godfrey. What are you talking
How
about?
would he say active? Like niggas who you
What
see.
the fuck is you talking about? Lavelle Crawford?
Now, unless you talking about them young boys, DC Young
Man,
Flying.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
they active. He not
I'm
better than
talking
Hey, I
me.
was
about
saying them niggas be doing they thing. Carlos Miller, all them boys.
when you talking about comedy
All right.
in the U.S. today, and people who are fucking
But they
touring
different
and
comedians.
are constantly visual. You talking about Godfrey, dude. You talking
I
about
ain't
God?
never
Godfrey is
talked about
everywhere.
comedy
Godfrey's
and
on
mentioned
Vlad
Godfrey
TV.
before in my
God,
life.
Godfrey's on Vlad TV. Godfrey's vlogging every fucking day. Godfrey got 4 or 5 different podcasts and shit. Godfrey is up there,
What
dude.
stand up? What funny stand up he got? What's his funniest stand up?
I'm
He
not
funny,
saying
dog.
listen,
Because that's what I base comedians on. They
Like
work,
if you
not
just go
what
check him out,
interviews they doing.
'cause
Yeah,
I
Godfrey
got
is
one of his
top.
virtual comedy shits. Me and more later
bruh.
check that out. He was
Godfrey is semi-funny.
funny.
He's not the funniest guy to me. We're not talking about the best comedians. I'm talking about platform and who's the
Right.
most
Okay.
popular and who's on it right now.
Oh,
I think I could agree
notoriety
with
and
that.
act. Oh, that's
Yes.
different. Okay, yeah. I'm
Yes,
thinking
we're not talking about talent.
funny.
We're not talking about talent.
I
We're
could
not
agree
talking
with
about
that.
talent. Because to be honest, Godfrey to me is a culture vulture. Let's just get that out of the way right quick. Him and Michael Blackiston. Because they're not
he just
American.
not funny to me. Like, so I don't even look at him as a comedian. Like when they say Godfrey comedian, it be reminding me that he's a comedian. Like I don't look
Right.
at him like he funny. Like
Exactly.
he's just a guy who on a lot of shit.
Why the fuck did he go in there and say all that shit about T.I.? Because you're not even really funny. And
He
that's what
feel
I'm
that way
saying.
about
Because
himself.
he
That's
Because
how you
because he
think
was
he ain't funny.
intimidated. I feel like he
You
was
hating.
intimidated. Like I don't think Ti intended to step on his toes, but his toes got stepped on. And if you listen to what Ti said, like I feel like it was all real shit. He was like, "Dog, if my presence, you've been in, like you say, you've been in the game 30 years. I've been doing this shit like 5 weeks, 5 months or something. If my presence intimidates you or make you feel uncomfortable or whatever, that's a you problem. That ain't a me problem."
Yeah, Godfrey was feeling himself. Like, he's had a moment he could outshine a motherfucker who also in the spotlight. So he took he took it. I got you, Godfrey. You were
Yo,
wrong for that, but I see
Godfrey,
what you did.
Godfrey, that was a whole move, and
Right,
fucking
yeah.
Holcomb and all them niggas told Corey Holcomb told him you a hoe for that shit. He
Holcomb, he's funnier than Godfrey.
he
Yeah,
interviewed
I put him over Godfrey.
That's
Hell
the
Of
yeah.
nigga who
course,
got
of
snuck on
course.
TV, huh?
But that's not no. He nigga got snuck on. Ari Spears got snuck on
Yeah.
his show. The 50,
Ooh, I
51
gotta
50.
see that. I gotta see that.
Nigga snuck Ari Spears. Bash, bash, bash.
I ain't see that.
I gotta see that.
That was about 2 years ago. That was about 2
Yeah,
years
gotta
ago.
see
Nigga.
that.
Yeah,
You
check
know.
that out. That
But,
shit.
but Corey Holcomb got on Godfrey ass about that shit. And he was saying, he's like, man, y'all a bunch of hoe ass niggas, bro. Because you, Deion Cole, fucking what's the
Deion
nigga
Cole
name
funny,
from
yeah.
what's the nigga name from Houston? Goddamn Rudy Rush, and what's the other fucking dude name? Anyway, them niggas got on the goddamn podcast and went to talking about T.I. and expeditiously and doing all this other bullshit and just making really like something out of nothing.
But they
Because
comedians though. You
Godfrey was
stepping
feeling
into the
himself.
world
no,
of
it wasn't
comedy.
fun.
You
Listen,
fair
but
game.
it wasn't funny. What I'm saying,
It was ill
it wasn't
intended,
meant,
right? That's what
it
you're
wasn't
saying?
even it wasn't even in a funny tone. What I'm saying was it was all about them co-signing him pushing his, what I'm saying, how he felt about it. And I'm not saying it's wrong for him to feel that way. I'm saying he did a whole move by coming out
Got you,
and
man.
I'm saying?
I'm with
Nah,
that.
all
I
right.
can't fault him for feeling like that, but I say that's a whole move.
Okay, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. So you Godfrey, like you say, well, I'm Godfrey. I'm on all these different platforms. I'm on this podcast, that podcast, that podcast. This is the big thing that just happened. I go on these platforms. Am I not supposed to tell my side of the story, or am I supposed to dress it up to make Ti look good? No, I'm
I
telling you
it
my
it was
perception of what happened.
it wasn't a side of the story until you said something. T.I. didn't even say nothing about it. T.I. thought it was good. He put the narrative out there. He started the shit. Because they asked him about it, and he was like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna even say anything. And then he was like, nah, fuck it. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, I started to hold back, but fuck it, I'm gonna
But it
just
was
say
not.
it.
But
I
what I'm
don't.
saying, if it was no hating, that should be
Right.
like
But
that was
look,
really
I guess,
nothing to
I guess he
say.
felt like it wasn't no hating, but y'all asking me. So let me just clearly put it out there.
Yeah, he clearly put it out that he was a hoe for that shit. That's clear.
Well, say, bro, before we get out the door, I know we supposed to touch on the NFL real quick, and I guess what could ultimately affect their bottom line. Before we do that, I wanted to tell y'all, everybody know about all the concussion shit that had been happening, changing the rules, so forth and so on. What I didn't know, in the lawsuit that everybody was suing the NFL on, in the settlements, that the white players were getting 2 to 3 times more bread than the black players.
Talk to me.
And listen to me, dog. Fucked me up, and I was pissed off, bro. And the reason is, dog, and they got a lawsuit, just kind of look the shit up. But at the end of the day, first off, bro, they made a test, and into the test, they factored in social economics. How can you factor in social economics into brain trauma?
Into brain trauma?
Come on, bro, right? So at the end of the day, they saying black players start with a lower cognitive function level than white players. So it's hard for them to gauge how much cognitive function you've lost because you already came in lower. Therefore, you getting less bread.
And that's the stupid shit that I be talking about. That everybody just and they'll take that and they'll be like, "Well, you know how it is." That's some bullshit.
Now I heard it on Brandon Marshall's show. I heard Brandon Marshall speak on it, and I heard the shit. So I went and looked it up, read the whole article on the shit, bro. Fucked me up.
That is the same thinking that causes millions, that cause thousands of black women a year to die during childbirth. That's the same type of fucking thinking, because they say that black women are stronger. They don't need as much medication. They don't need as much this. They don't need as much that. And because of that, they die on the fucking operating table. They don't take as much care because their bodies or whatever, however the fuck they try to spin it.
Because that tie into what I want to talk about. Now, we know that that's one of the many screwed up things that racially is affecting the NFL, not to mention the coaching. And so I'm trying to think, and I had this conversation but
go ahead, dog. No, go ahead.
The thing is, we trying to affect change, considering the certain things they continue to bombard us racially with in the NFL. So how are we gonna stop this? And my ultimate, well, go ahead. I think I'm talking about something else.
But feel what I just said. No, I hear you with the coaching and the management but if you telling me
he basically saying
with a lower level of thinking,
you already fucked. Yeah, you already fucked up.
Looking at me to be a coach anyway.
Look, that's why you can't play the quarterback.
Right, that's my point.
You can't be a coach.
Let me.
Fred, I'm fucked up because in black and white, you saying we start off with a lower cognitive level. You no proof of a trumped up test. Like the fact that you don't want me to coach because I'm black, I already know that. For you to try to say that I'm basically made slow in comparison to my white counterparts. Man,
that shouldn't be surprising to you.
But this is what fake. I
always said the black quarterback wasn't intelligent enough to run the team. That was just subliminally what they was telling us when they were speaking on that throughout our black quarterbacks.
You basically telling me they had the balls to write down what they've been showing us for the existence of the league.
No, what he's saying is, on paper, they are making it so that they are giving white players more funding and cash based on this bullshit ass theory that we come in at a low cognitive. And that's the fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? When the shit affects people's pockets, you know what I'm saying, and affecting people's lives long terms and jobs and opportunities because of, I'm talking about simple bullshit like that.
But watch this.
So y'all thought they viewed them mentally.
No, Rent, and you
it's
right
not about
on
what
it,
we
dog.
thought. I'm saying that they come out and they put this shit into these tests, but this is not something that they put publicly. This is something that's written in the shit and tucked up in the shit, and they talk about concussions, but they don't give you the specifics that really matter.
Let's be real. This just is one of many. We could go back to the John Gruden emails. We ain't even get the full context of that.
We still don't.
We got a million emails. We ain't seen the N-word.
You
We're
ain't
not gonna
getting
get
them.
that. So
You
to
ain't
see
getting
what
them.
But look,
to see
dog, and I
what you just
also
brought up.
heard niggas say when, like, you know, like for instance, you get fired, they owe you bread. To get the rest of the bread they owe you, you got to sign
A
what I'm calling,
non-disclosure.
basically. So you
Keep your
can't
mouth
speak on a
closed.
lot of the fucking mishaps and shit that didn't happen to you along the way anyway to get your bread.
Exactly. That's the same shit that did, you know, nigga was on Cap ass. Yeah, man, Cap this, Cap that, blah, 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 blah. And then they put the man on the fucking, well, come on, work out then.
See
And
that
then they
what Slim? My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
and then they make the man sign this bullshit, you know what I'm saying? That he can't say nothing, and all this other bullshit. But then when he didn't do the shit they want, then they say, well, fuck, he didn't really want to play. Did he really have a real chance? Was that really
No.
a real workout? Was it really, you know what I'm saying?
For the show. That's all. But
No,
that
but
tie in.
well,
Go ahead.
to them, he didn't really want to work in the NFL because if you want to play in this league, you have to march in this straight line. He wasn't willing to march in this straight line, so you don't want to be in the league. That's real simple. And
It's
like
it's
that's
it's
Let me
it's
touch on this
time.
real quick.
It's time, Cleve. It's time. It's time, Ren. It's time, good. That if this is more about the culture to me than the NFL, because I can give a fuck about the NFL at the end of the day. I'll enjoy football and all of that shit, but if it went away tomorrow, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that people's lives are being affected by the way that they're running this shit, and it transfers over from the NFL into regular life, into other corporations, into company policy, that everybody has to march to the beat of the big fucking drum, even though it's the wrong fucking beat, even though the bitch ain't on beat, even though niggas marching backwards, even though, you know what I'm saying? All of this bullshit. And what I'm saying is that we have marched to the beat long enough. I
We got
think that
But
it,
I want to speak to the disconnect I have with some people about who's the start of the change that needs to take place within the NFL. And I say,
it
wait,
We
wait,
I
wait,
got
don't
let me
think
get my point across.
I don't think it'd be about a start. I'm saying
It is.
if you made your mind up, you drew your line in the sand and say, I'm not fucking with that no more, then don't fuck with it. I wouldn't wait on nobody to do nothing or to say nothing or to follow nobody lead. I'm saying
Well, if you're trying to do that to make a change, but if there's no change going to take place in it, it makes no sense.
the change takes place when it takes place in you.
But my point is the change, if there need to be a change, it has to start with the people that's involved in the organization itself, not the ones who's on the outside.
Why would they change? It's
Because
benefiting them.
it's affecting them.
It's benefiting them.
It's not benefiting Brian Flores. He's not getting the fair treatment that he wants. So he
So
needs to
So
him
you
and
saying
the others in the NFL.
so you saying the employees need to start.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not gonna happen. They can get new employees, bro. They do it every day.
no,
So
Flores
what's the
did
point of us?
start. Didn't he
What's the
sue the
point of us doing
NFL?
anything?
What more can he fucking do?
Isn't he suing the NFL? Is that not a start?
Yeah.
What more could he do?
No, not just him. I'm talking about everybody in the organization.
Everybody is never going to do anything. So
So
if
therefore,
everybody, this
going to
is
my
not gonna
point
happen.
where somebody tell me I need to not watch football and to gather everybody to not watch the football game, and that's going to affect what they're doing racially towards the players that's being affected by racism. Us banding together outside of the sport versus the players banding together and shutting that shit down within the sport.
closing
I think
remarks. So we
Organization is
organization
vital. Organization is vital, and you have to band together. But it ain't no one day thing. Rome wasn't built in a fucking day. You know what I'm saying? He and other people have taken strides since the inception of colored people being in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's you see it as a different fucking thing every fucking year. There's a different example of somebody falling on a sword trying to make a change. But the thing about it is few and far between, and the ones that do don't get the proper backing from other people in that same situation.
I feel like his excuses, like it's easy to say the players should leave their millions on the table and walk away from their
That's
jobs while
fucked up.
we continue to
Right.
watch.
To support the product.
Like, no, I feel like the easiest thing would be to turn your fucking TV off, to turn your head. No,
Right.
you're not about to stop working your job for the cause. like because your livelihood depend on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't think they want to shut their organization down. They want they want it to look different. They want it to operate differently. You know what I'm saying? But what fuels that? What gets their attention? The dollars, the money. That's what get them to change shit.
The
The
game has
players not
became
paying them; they
the
paying
game.
the
The
players.
game.
Let me
The
get my
game has
closing. Let me
become
get my
too
closing.
fast. The game has become too fast and violent for European Americans to run the game anymore.
I'm gonna
So
get
they,
my
they,
close.
they
I'm gonna get
can't.
my
They,
closing.
we can't go back to the 50s and the 60s when it comes to what the product looks like. Okay,
What you
think-
got?
nobody's gonna fucking watch that.
When I watch football and stands, I see a lot of white folks, a lot of white women. It's more of them that's buying into the sport. So to take our money away from it, I don't think it'll affect what's happening within the players because they're gonna continue to get that. If they're gonna continue to get that money. Let me finish
Exclusive.
my closing. I'm almost done with my closing. I'm just going. I'm going. Don't interrupt my close. Let me finish my close. I'm just going on what I see. So if it's that way, I think it's on the players to hold a stance and them joining together. We see what Kaepernick, the wave he made. Imagine if all of them, knowing that ain't gonna happen. But if we want to change, that's gonna be the way change gonna take place within the NFL rank. We see how the NBA is partners with the owners. They got they're damn near equal with them. If you want to look at it like that, the NFL is not.
It's
But that's
different,
my
totally
closing.
different.
No, ain't no way.
Well, I'm gonna say this, bro. It is totally different. At the end of the day, man, we can stop watching. It'll definitely affect it. It'll take a little while because them TV
Yeah,
contracts.
it'll take a while.
Y'all know I mean, the budget is going up because of the TV contract. So ultimately, it'll take a little minute, but I think it could be done. Before we get out of here, I'm just gonna give a shout out to Mike Tomlin for hiring Brian Flores so he can still be getting bread while he's suing the ass. Yeah. And hopefully, more people come out and speak out, and we can really put the fire to the ass. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But until then, brothers, so let's get out of here. I appreciate y'all rocking with us. It's the Rounds Podcast for Hatchback Caveman, Win, aka Make Love Not War. Myself been good. We out the dope. 300.
The next round. Yes, sir.